November 4th, 1922, the Valley of the Kings. A discovery was about to change history. Howard Carter, a British archaeologist, had been searching for years. His goal, the tomb of Tutankhamun, a boy king lost to time. Carter's persistence was about to pay off. His team uncovered a set of ancient steps. They led to a sealed doorway. The air was thick with anticipation. Carter's heart raced as he peered inside. What he saw left him speechless. "Can you see anything?" Lord Carnarvon asked. Carter's reply? "Yes, wonderful things." The tomb was packed with treasures. Golden artifacts glittered in the lamplight. It was a time capsule from ancient Egypt, untouched for over 3,000 years. The find of the century. News of the discovery spread like wildfire. The world was captivated. Newspapers ran sensational headlines. "King Tut's tomb found." The public couldn't get enough. As the excavation progressed, whispers began to circulate. Ancient curses were not uncommon in Egypt. Warnings to tomb robbers were often inscribed on walls, but Tutankhamun's tomb was different. No visible curse was found, yet an eerie feeling persisted. Workers reported strange noises, unexplained shadows, a sense of dread that couldn't be shaken. The legend of the curse began to take shape. It was said that those who disturbed the pharaoh's rest would face dire consequences. Death would come on swift wings. The story spread rapidly. It captivated the public's imagination. The idea of an ancient curse in the modern world was thrilling and terrifying. People couldn't resist the allure of the supernatural. Newspapers fueled the fire. They published sensational stories. "Mummy's curse claims another victim," the headlines screamed. The first notable death came swiftly. Lord Carnarvon, Carter's financial backer, fell ill. He had been bitten by a mosquito. The bite became infected. Carnarvon developed pneumonia. He died on April 5, 1923, just months after the tomb's opening. His death sent shockwaves through the expedition and the world. Was this the curse in action? More deaths followed. George J. Gould, a prominent financier, visited the tomb. He fell ill shortly after. Pneumonia claimed his life. Sir Archibald Douglas Reed, who x-rayed Tutankhamun's mummy, died mysteriously. The list grew. Each death added fuel to the legend. The curse seemed to be striking without mercy. The most chilling incident? It happened the night Carnarvon died. All the lights in Cairo reportedly went out. At the same moment, in England, Carnarvon's dog howled and died. As the years passed, the list of victims grew longer. Sir Bruce Ingham, a close friend of Carter's, lost his house to a fire. Twice. The second time, it was destroyed by a flood. An impossibility in Egypt's arid climate. Was it bad luck, or the curse at work? The public was convinced. The pharaoh's vengeance knew no bounds. Prince Ali Camel Fahmy Bey of Egypt visited the tomb. He was shot dead by his wife shortly after. Richard Bethel, Carter's secretary, was found smothered in his bed. His father, Lord Westbury, threw himself from a building. The deaths seemed to follow a pattern, all connected to the tomb, all mysterious, all feeding the legend of the curse. Even animals weren't spared. A pet canary belonging to Carter was eaten by a cobra on the day the tomb was opened. Section 5. Scientific explanations emerge. As the hysteria grew, scientists began to look for rational explanations. They focused on the tomb itself. Ancient Egyptian tombs were sealed environments, undisturbed for millennia. What dangers might they hold? The answer was surprising and potentially deadly. Researchers discovered the presence of toxic molds. These could have grown over thousands of years. When the tomb was opened, they were released and inhaled by the excavation team. These molds could cause respiratory problems, even fatal pneumonia. Was this the real curse? A biological time bomb? Another theory emerged, the possibility of toxic gases. Ammonia, formaldehyde, hydrogen sulfide, all could be present in the sealed tomb. When released, they could cause severe health issues, even death. This could explain the respiratory problems many victims experienced. Section 6. Debunking the myth. Herbert Winlock, an Egyptologist, decided to investigate. He compiled a list of all the people who had been present at the tomb's opening or had worked on the excavation. His findings were surprising. Of the 58 people present when the tomb was opened, only 8 had died within a dozen years. This was actually lower than the expected mortality rate. Further investigation revealed more inconsistencies. Many of the victims had only tenuous connections to the tomb. Some had never even visited Egypt. The media had exaggerated and sensationalized the deaths, creating connections where none existed. The curse was beginning to look more like a myth than reality. Even the most famous victim, Lord Carnarvon, came under scrutiny. His death, while tragic, wasn't unusual. He was in poor health before the expedition. The mosquito bite that led to his infection? It happened before the tomb was opened. Section 7. The power of belief. Despite the scientific explanations, the legend persisted. The story of Tutankhamun's curse has fascinated people for generations. It's a tale that has transcended time, capturing the imaginations of countless individuals. Why? The answer lies in human psychology. People are drawn to mystery, to the unexplained. The idea of an ancient curse is thrilling. It's not just about the artifacts themselves, but the stories they tell and the mysteries they hold. The allure of the unknown is a powerful force. It appeals to our love of drama and the supernatural. Even in the face of evidence, many chose to believe. The curse also tapped into deeper fears. These fears are often rooted in our subconscious, where the line between reality and imagination blurs. Fear of the unknown, of forces beyond our control. In the 1920s, the world was changing rapidly. Science was challenging old beliefs. People were looking for something to hold on to, something that connected them to a time before the modern world. The curse offered a connection to an ancient, mystical past. It was comforting in a way to think that there were still mysteries in the world. The media played a crucial role. They amplified the story, turning it into a sensation that captivated the public. They knew a good story when they saw one. The curse made headlines. It sold papers. Every new death or mishap was reported breathlessly. The media's portrayal of the curse added layers of intrigue and fear, making it even more compelling. Facts were often exaggerated or ignored. The truth was less important than the story. The power of belief, fueled by the media, turned the Curse of Tutankhamun into a legend that endures to this day. It's a testament to the human fascination with the mysterious and the unknown. Section 8. Modern investigations. In recent years, the curse has been subject to new investigations. Modern technology has allowed for deeper analysis of the tomb, of the mummy, of the historical records. These investigations have shed new light on the legend and raised new questions. One study focused on the air quality in the tomb. Using advanced sensors, researchers measured the levels of various gases. They found high concentrations of ammonia and formaldehyde. These could indeed cause respiratory problems, even death in extreme cases. It was a potential explanation for some of the mysterious illnesses. DNA analysis of Tutankhamun's mummy revealed another surprise. Section 9. The curse in popular culture. The legend of Tutankhamun's curse has had a lasting impact on popular culture. Since the discovery of his tomb in 1922, the idea of a curse has captivated the public's imagination. It has inspired countless books, movies, and TV shows. Writers and filmmakers have used the curse as a plot device to create suspense and intrigue. The image of the mummy's curse has become a staple of horror fiction. This trope has been used to evoke fear and excitement in audiences for nearly a century. It taps into our fascination with ancient mysteries. The allure of hidden tombs and ancient secrets continues to draw people in, and our fear of the unknown. The idea that something ancient and powerful could still affect us today is both thrilling and terrifying. Hollywood embraced the legend wholeheartedly. The film industry saw the potential for thrilling stories and dramatic visuals. Films like the Mummy franchise brought the curse to life on screen. These movies combined adventure, horror, and romance, making them box office hits. They mixed historical fact with wild fiction. This blend of reality and imagination made the stories even more compelling, creating thrilling adventures that captured the public's imagination. Audiences were transported to a world of ancient wonders and modern-day dangers. The curse became a pop culture phenomenon. It transcended its origins to become a symbol of mystery and intrigue, divorced from its historical roots. The curse took on a life of its own, separate from the actual history of Tutankhamun. The curse also influenced fashion and design. The discovery of the tomb sparked a craze for all things Egyptian. Egyptian motifs became popular in the 1920s. This trend was seen in clothing, jewelry, and even architecture. Art Deco embraced pyramids and sphinxes. These symbols of ancient Egypt were incorporated into the sleek modern designs of the era. Jewelry featuring scarabs and ankhs was all the rage. These ancient symbols were believed to bring protection and good fortune. The curse had made ancient Egypt cool. It brought a sense of exoticism and mystery to everyday life. It was a strange legacy for a 3,000-year-old pharaoh. Tutankhamun, a relatively minor king in life, became a cultural icon in death. Even today, the curse continues to fascinate. The story of Tutankhamun and his supposed curse remains a powerful part of our cultural imagination, reminding us of the enduring allure of ancient mysteries. Section 10. Unintended consequences. The curse legend had unintended consequences. It overshadowed the real significance of Carter's discovery. Tutankhamun's tomb was a treasure trove of historical information. It provided unprecedented insights into ancient Egyptian life, but these were often lost in the sensationalism surrounding the curse. The legend also impacted archaeology as a whole. It created a public perception of archaeology as dangerous and mysterious. This was a double-edged sword. It attracted attention to the field, but it also promoted misconceptions. Many began to see archaeology as treasure hunting, rather than a serious scientific discipline. Conservation efforts were affected too. The fear of the curse led to reluctance in handling artifacts. Some workers refused to enter the tomb, others insisted on protective rituals. This slowed down the preservation process. Valuable time was lost. Section 11. The final verdict. Fact or fiction? So, is the Curse of Tutankhamun fact or fiction? This question has intrigued historians, archaeologists, and the general public for decades. The allure of a mysterious curse that brings doom to those who disturb the pharaoh's resting place is undeniably captivating. The evidence, however, points strongly towards fiction. Modern science has provided us with tools and methods to investigate these claims thoroughly. There's no scientific basis for a supernatural curse. Extensive research into the deaths of those associated with the tomb's discovery reveals no patterns that suggest anything other than natural causes. The deaths associated with the tomb can be explained by natural causes, or simple coincidence. Many of the individuals who were part of the excavation lived long, healthy lives, further debunking the myth of a deadly curse. The legend seems to be just that, a legend. Ancient Egyptians did inscribe warnings and curses on tomb walls, but these were likely meant to deter grave robbers rather than to cast real spells. But here's the surprising truth. The curse may be fiction, but its effects were very real. It influenced behavior, shaped perceptions, even affected scientific work. The fear of the curse led to heightened security measures and influenced the way artifacts were handled. The belief in the curse had tangible consequences. It created an atmosphere of fear and superstition that permeated the early 20th century. In this sense, the curse was both fact and fiction. While the supernatural elements were fabricated, the psychological impact was very real, a myth that created its own reality. The power of belief turned a simple story into a phenomenon that affected real-world actions and decisions. The legacy of the curse continues. Even today, the story of Tutankhamun's curse captivates the imagination and serves as a reminder of how myths can endure through time. It reminds us of the power of storytelling. Stories have the ability to transcend generations, influencing thoughts and behaviors long after their origins. Of how myths can shape our understanding of history. They can color our perceptions and sometimes even alter the course of historical research. It's a cautionary tale about the dangers of sensationalism. When stories are exaggerated or taken out of context, they can lead to widespread misconceptions and the importance of critical thinking. By examining evidence critically, we can separate fact from fiction and gain a clearer understanding of the past. The Curse of Tutankhamun may not be real, but its impact on our culture certainly is. It serves as a fascinating case study in how myths can influence reality. The story of the curse continues to be a part of our cultural fabric, reminding us of the enduring power of myth and legend.